Ever felt completely alone in a room full of people? That's my marriage. No fights, no shouting, just silence that cuts deeper than words. I never thought love could turn into something so hollow. But here I am. Stay with me, listen to my story, and if you relate, like this video and watch till the end. We were just sitting in the car. Not talking, not arguing, just existing. The engine hummed softly, the air between us thick with something I couldn't name anymore. I glanced over at her, at the woman I had once adored, and a thought hit me like a punch to the gut. Why can't she just stop sometimes? Stop being so difficult. Stop snapping at me and the kids over every little thing. Stop acting like everything I do, everything they do, is a burden. Stop being so damn cold. I sat there, hands gripping the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white. The weight of it all pressed down on my chest. I used to think relationships were about partnership, about being in this together. But lately, it felt like I was carrying the entire load alone, just trying to keep the pieces from falling apart. And the worst part? She didn't even seem to notice. Or care. I don't know when it got this bad. Maybe it was gradual, creeping in like a slow poison, something neither of us saw coming until it was too late. Or maybe I saw the signs and ignored them, hoping, believing that the woman I married would come back to me. But she didn't. And now I'm just tired. Tired of walking on eggshells around her moods. Tired of pretending everything is fine for the kids. Tired of feeling invisible in my own home. She acts like nothing is wrong, like I'm imagining things. And when I try to talk to her, when I tell her I feel like we're slipping away, she looks at me like I'm the problem. Like I'm overreacting. Like I'm the one ruining everything. I hate what her neglect has turned me into. I don't recognize myself anymore. I was never the guy to seek validation from strangers online. Never the guy to feel desperate for connection. But here I am, venting into the void, hoping that someone out there understands. That someone out there knows what it's like to be starving for something so simple, affection, intimacy, to feel wanted. I don't think I'm asking for much. I just want to feel like I matter. Like I'm more than just a provider, a roommate, a co-parent. I want to come home and feel warmth, not cold indifference. I want to touch her without feeling like I'm intruding. I want to feel desired, not tolerated. But every time I try, I feel humiliated. Like I'm some pervert for wanting my own wife. Like I'm pathetic for needing more than just surface-level existence. And yet, when the cameras come out, when it's time for the holiday photos and the fake smiles for Facebook, she acts like we're the picture-perfect family. Matching outfits, forced grins, everything staged just right for the likes and comments. But behind the scenes, we're crumbling. And I hate pretending. I hate feeling like a prop in her carefully curated life. She's emotionally immature, selfish in ways I never saw before. Everything revolves around her. Her moods, her wants, her comfort. Even dinner. We eat the same 4 things every single week. Not because we have to, but because she refuses to try anything new. It's like she's stuck in this rigid, narrow existence, dragging the rest of us down with her. And me? I'm exhausted. I've tried. I've really tried. Had the conversations, asked the questions, tried to fix it. But somehow, no matter what I say or do, I'm always the problem. And honestly, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. Every day feels like a test of endurance. I wake up, go through the motions, play my part. I get the kids ready, handle the house, manage my job, and pretend everything is fine. But inside, I feel like I'm drowning in a life I don't recognize anymore. And the worst part? She doesn't even see it. She doesn't see how exhausted I am from carrying the weight of this marriage alone. She doesn't see how much it kills me to feel unwanted, unseen, unheard. She doesn't see how every cold glance, every dismissive sigh, every irritated response chips away at whatever love I have left. I used to believe that love was something you fought for, that you worked through the hard times, held on even when things got rough. That's what marriage was supposed to be, right? 2 people who chose each other, over and over again, even when it wasn't easy. But how do you fight for something when the other person won't even acknowledge there's a problem? I've tried to talk to her more times than I can count. I've sat her down, poured my heart out, told her how much this hurts, how much I need her to just see me, to meet me halfway, to show me that I still matter to her. But every time, she just rolls her eyes, sighs like I'm exhausting her, and tells me I'm overreacting. You're always so dramatic. You just need to stop overthinking everything. Not everything has to be so serious. And just like that, the conversation is over before it even begins. So I stopped trying. I stopped hoping she'd reach for me first. Stopped expecting a kind word, a gentle touch, a moment of real connection. Stop believing that one day she'd look at me the way she used to, with love, with warmth, with something other than indifference. And that's when the loneliness really set in. Because it's one thing to feel disconnected. It's another thing entirely to accept that you're alone in a marriage that's still technically intact. That the person who once made you feel like the most important thing in the world now treats you like an afterthought. I hate how much this has changed me. I used to be happy. I used to be confident. I used to feel like I had a purpose beyond just keeping this family running. But now I feel hollow. Like I'm just going through the motions, pretending I'm okay for the sake of the kids, for the sake of keeping the peace. I hate the way I have to fake smiles and family photos. How she insists on capturing these perfect moments for social media, as if we're some happy, loving couple. How she posts these pictures with captions about how blessed we are, how lucky she is to have me. And yet, behind the scenes, she won't even hold my hand. I know what people would say, that I should leave, that life is too short to stay in a marriage that's killing me inside, that I deserve better. But leaving isn't simple. If it were just me, maybe I would. Maybe I'd pack a bag, walk away, start over. But it's not just me. It's my kids. It's their future. It's the life I spent years building, the one I'd have to tear apart just to find a sliver of happiness again. Financially, I'd be ruined. She'd get most of the time with them, and I can't let that happen. Because as much as she drains me, as much as she makes me feel small and unimportant, I'm still the one who's there for them. The one who protects them, who teaches them, who shows up when they need me. And so I stay. I stay because I don't know how to leave without losing everything. I stay because I still remember the woman I fell in love with, even if she's nothing like that anymore. I stay because, deep down, some part of me still hopes that one day, she'll wake up and realize what she's done to me. But hope is a dangerous thing, and I don't know how much of it I have left. Hope is a dangerous thing, and I don't know how much of it I have left. I tell myself every day that I can make it through. That if I just focus on the kids, if I just push through the loneliness, if I just keep moving forward, maybe things will change. Maybe she'll see me again. Maybe she'll realize how far we've fallen. But deep down, I know the truth. She won't change. Not because she can't, but because she doesn't think she needs to. She doesn't see a problem. To her, this is just how marriage is. Routine, practical, emotionless. She doesn't feel the absence of love the way I do. She doesn't long for connection the way I do. She's fine with things the way they are. I'm the only one suffering. And that's the hardest part. Knowing that I'm living in a reality she refuses to acknowledge. That I'm drowning in something she won't even admit exists. That no matter how much I try to hold on, I'm the only one reaching. It's a strange feeling, being so close to someone and yet feeling like a stranger in your own home. Like you're just a guest in the life you built together, walking through rooms filled with memories that feel like they belong to someone else. I see the way she is with other people, how she laughs with her friends, how she shares inside jokes, how she smiles effortlessly at them in ways she never does with me anymore. And it makes me wonder, is it just me? Am I the reason she's like this? Did I do something wrong? Or did she just stop loving me a long time ago and never had the courage to say it? I don't know which answer hurts more. All I know is that I feel stuck. Stuck in a life where I give everything and receive nothing in return. Stuck in a marriage where my needs are a burden and my emotions are dismissed. Stuck in this in-between place where I'm too afraid to leave but too broken to stay. And the worst part? The judgment. If I talk about this, people tell me to leave. If I say I feel lonely, people tell me to try harder. If I admit that I crave intimacy, people call me selfish, say I should be grateful for what I have. But they don't know what it's like. They don't know what it's like to reach for your wife and feel her flinch. They don't know what it's like to be made to feel disgusting for wanting to be close to the person you married. They don't know what it's like to feel like a ghost in your own life, completely unseen, completely unwanted. And they don't know what it's like to feel trapped. To know that walking away isn't as simple as packing a bag and starting over. Because the truth is, leaving would ruin me. Financially, emotionally, it would destroy everything I've built. It would set me back years, put me in a position where I couldn't give my kids the stability they deserve. It would mean losing them for most of the time, handing them over to her, and hoping she gives them the love and attention they need. And I can't do that. I won't do that. So I stay. I stay because I have no other choice. I stay because I love my kids more than I hate this loneliness. I stay because I'm afraid of what life looks like on the other side of this. But sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet and I'm lying next to a woman who no longer sees me, I wonder, is this really living? Or am I just surviving? Is this really living? Or am I just surviving? That thought haunts me in the quiet moments. The nights when I lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to her steady breathing beside me. The days when I go through the motions, playing my role, pretending that this life is enough. But deep down, I know it's not. I used to think marriage was about building something together, about fighting for each other. I never imagined it would feel like fighting against the person I'm supposed to be closest to. I don't even know when I started dreading coming home. It used to be my safe place, a space where I felt wanted, where I felt like I belonged. But now, I sit in the driveway, staring at the front door, gathering the energy to walk inside and face another night of being ignored. It's not just the lack of affection. It's the complete indifference. She doesn't look at me anymore, doesn't ask about my day, doesn't care if I'm struggling. The only time she engages is when she's irritated, when the kids are too loud, when I forget to do something her way, when I dare to ask for more than the bare minimum. And somehow, I'm always the problem. I hate that I've started resenting her. Hate that I can't remember the last time I genuinely enjoyed her presence. Hate that when I think about the future, I don't see us growing old together. I see myself suffocating in this same cycle, year after year, until I don't even recognize the man in the mirror anymore. But the worst part? I hate what this has turned me into. I hate the way I overthink everything now. The way I analyze every interaction, searching for scraps of affection. The way I've started questioning my own worth, wondering if maybe I really am the problem. I hate that I crave something so simple: touch, connection, warmth, and yet, in this house, it feels like an impossible request. And I hate that I've started looking elsewhere. Not in the way people assume, not physically, not in some reckless, impulsive affair. But in the quiet moments when I talk to someone who actually listens. When I laugh with someone who makes me feel seen. When I find comfort in a conversation that doesn't leave me feeling drained. I never wanted to be that guy. The guy who feels tempted. The guy who has to remind himself not to get too close to anyone else because he knows how easy it would be to lose himself in the first person who actually gives a damn. But how long can a person go without love before they start looking for it somewhere else? I know people will judge me for even thinking this way. They'll say I should just leave, that I should cut my losses, start fresh. But they don't understand the weight of what that means. Leaving would mean losing my kids most of the time. Watching them grow up from a distance, missing milestones, missing bedtime stories, missing the little moments that make it all worth it. Leaving would mean financial ruin. Starting over from scratch, struggling just to keep my head above water. Leaving would mean admitting that I failed. And that's the hardest pill to swallow. Because I didn't get married to end up here. I didn't build this life just to watch it crumble. I wanted forever. I wanted a partner. I wanted love that lasted. But now, I don't even know what love is supposed to feel like anymore. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending that this is enough. I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending this is enough. Because the truth is, it's not. It hasn't been for a long time. I wish I could go back to the beginning, back to when love felt effortless, when she looked at me like I was the most important thing in the world, when I didn't have to beg to be noticed, when she actually wanted me. But that version of us is gone. And maybe that's the hardest thing to accept, not just that we're broken, but that she doesn't even care enough to fix it. That she's perfectly fine living in this hollow version of our marriage while I'm over here slowly falling apart. And the saddest part? I don't even think she sees me anymore. She walks past me like I'm just another piece of furniture in the house. She only speaks to me when she needs something. Never just to talk, never just to connect. There was a time when I could make her laugh with the stupidest joke. Now, I can barely get her to look me in the eye. And I hate it. I hate how desperate I've become for something. Anything. That makes me feel alive again. I hate how I linger in conversations with people who actually listen, how I feel a spark in moments that shouldn't mean anything, simply because it's been so long since I've felt anything at all. I never wanted to be in this position. I never wanted to feel like I had to search outside my marriage just to remember what it feels like to be wanted, to be seen, to be chosen. But when you've been starved for so long, even the smallest taste of affection feels intoxicating. And yet I stay. I stay because I don't want to be the villain. Because I don't want to be the guy who breaks up his family, who walks away from the life he built. Because I don't want my kids to grow up with a broken home, even if, deep down, I know it's already broken. I stay because leaving isn't just walking out the door. It's losing time with my kids, losing financial stability, losing everything I spent years trying to build. I stay because, in some twisted way, I still hope. Hope that one day she'll wake up and realize what she's done to me. Hope that one day she'll miss me the way I miss her. Hope that she'll finally see the cracks before the whole thing collapses. But hope is dangerous, because the longer I hold on to it, the longer I let myself believe that maybe, just maybe, she'll change, the more time I waste, the more of myself I lose. And that's the real tragedy in all of this. Not just the loss of love, but the loss of me. The man I used to be is disappearing. The one who believed in love, who believed in forever. The one who didn't settle for just existing. The one who didn't have to convince himself every morning that he could make it through another day of this. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if I'll ever be strong enough to leave. I don't know if she'll ever care enough to fight for me. All I know is that I can't keep living like this. And maybe, just maybe, the scariest thing isn't leaving. Maybe the scariest thing is staying. What would you do in my situation? Would you stay and keep fighting for something that feels one-sided? Or would you walk away, knowing it could cost you everything? Have you ever felt invisible in your own life, trapped in a love that no longer loves you back? I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. And if you understand even a piece of what I'm going through, show your support. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know I'm not alone. Because right now, I just need to know that someone out there gets it.